There's a man named Ronald Reed. He worked as a gas station attendant for 25 years. Then he became a janitor at JCPenney. He wore the same flannel jacket every day. He drove a used Toyota. He lived in a small house. When Ronald Reed died in 2014, he left behind $8 million. $8 million. A janitor. Meanwhile, there are Harvard graduates drowning in debt. There are doctors living paycheck to paycheck. There are brilliant engineers who can't afford to retire. How is this possible? How does a janitor with no degree build more wealth than people who are objectively smarter? The answer will change how you think about money forever. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Intelligence and wealth are not the same thing. In fact, sometimes being smart is exactly what keeps you poor. Let me explain. There are 5 mental traps that intelligent people fall into, and these traps are the reason why average people often build more wealth than geniuses. Trap number 1, the overthinking trap. Smart people love to analyze. They research every option. They consider every scenario. They plan for every outcome. And then they do nothing. This is called analysis paralysis. While a smart person is researching the perfect investment, an average person has already invested in something good enough. While a smart person is planning the perfect business, an average person has already started, failed, learned, and started again. Warren Buffett once said, "An idiot with a plan can beat a genius without one." The average person takes imperfect action. The smart person waits for perfect conditions that never come. Here's the math. If you invest $500 per month starting at age 25, you'll have over $1 million by age 60. But if you wait until you find the perfect investment and start at age 35, you'll have less than half of that. The average person who starts early beats the genius who starts late, every single time. Trap number 2, the perfectionism trap. Smart people have high standards. That's what makes them smart. But when it comes to building wealth, perfectionism is poison. Let me tell you about a study. A photography professor divided his class into 2 groups. Group A would be graded on quantity, take as many photos as possible. Group B would be graded on quality, submit 1 perfect photo. At the end of the semester, which group produced the best photos? Group A, the quantity group. Why? Because they practiced more, they failed more, they learned more. Group B spent all their time theorizing about the perfect shot. They barely took any photos. This is exactly what happens with money. Smart people wait for the perfect business idea, the perfect stock, the perfect moment. Average people try, fail, adjust, and try again. They're not smarter, they're just faster. The average person fails 10 times while the smart person is still planning their first attempt. And failure is the greatest teacher of wealth. Trap number 3, the ego trap. This one hurts. Smart people often believe their intelligence entitles them to wealth. I have a degree. I should be rich. I'm smarter than my boss. I deserve more money. Why is that dropout making more than me? This mindset is a prison. Because wealth doesn't care about your IQ. Wealth cares about value. The market doesn't pay you for being smart. It pays you for solving problems. Ronald Reed, the janitor millionaire, understood something that most smart people don't. You don't need to be smart to get rich. You need to be consistent. For 37 years, Ronald Reed bought stocks. Not complicated stocks, simple, boring, blue-chip stocks. He never tried to outsmart the market. He never chased the hot new thing. He just kept buying, month after month, year after year. While smart people were jumping from strategy to strategy, trying to find the optimal approach, Ronald Reed was just consistent. And consistency beats intelligence every time. Trap number 4, the complexity trap. Smart people are attracted to complexity. They want sophisticated solutions, advanced strategies, complicated systems. But wealth is built on simplicity. The wealthiest people in the world follow incredibly simple rules. Spend less than you earn, invest the difference, wait. That's it. But smart people don't want to hear this. It's too simple. It can't be that easy. So they look for shortcuts. They chase complex trading strategies. They try to time the market. And they lose. Meanwhile, average people follow the boring basics and win. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's partner, said, "The big money is not in the buying and selling, but in the waiting." Smart people get bored waiting. They want to do something. Average people are comfortable doing nothing, and doing nothing and investing is often the smartest thing you can do. Trap number 5, the identity trap. This is the deepest trap of all. Smart people often build their identity around being the smart one. They went to good schools, they got good grades, they're the person everyone comes to for advice. But here's the problem. When your identity is built on being smart, you can't afford to look stupid. And building wealth requires looking stupid sometimes. It requires asking basic questions. It requires admitting you don't know everything. It requires taking risks that might fail publicly. Average people don't have this problem. They're not protecting an image of being the smartest person in the room. So they ask the dumb questions. They take the embarrassing risks. They fail publicly and keep going. The smart person's ego is too fragile for wealth. The average person's ego is too small to get in the way. Now let me tell you another story that will change how you see success. His name was Chris Gardner. You might know his story from the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. Chris Gardner was homeless. He slept in subway stations with his toddler son. He wasn't the smartest person in the room. He didn't have connections, he didn't have a degree, but he had something more valuable. He was willing to look stupid. He knocked on doors that smart people wouldn't knock on. He asked questions that smart people were too proud to ask. He took a job that paid nothing just to get a foot in the door, and he became a multi-millionaire. Not because he was smart, because he was willing to start at the bottom. Smart people often refuse to start at the bottom. They think it's beneath them. Average people start wherever they can, and then they climb. So how do you escape these traps? Let me give you 5 wealth principles that smart people ignore. Principle number 1, start before you're ready. You will never feel ready. You will never know enough. You will never have the perfect plan. Start anyway. The education you get from doing will always beat the education you get from thinking. Take imperfect action today. Principle number 2, embrace being bad. You're going to be bad at building wealth, at first. Your first investment will probably be mediocre. Your first business will probably fail. Your first budget will probably fall apart. That's okay. Being bad is the first step to being good. Average people accept this. Smart people fight it. Accept that you'll be bad. Start anyway. Principle number 3, simplify everything. If you can't explain your financial plan to a 10-year-old, it's too complicated. Spend less than you earn, invest in things you understand, wait a very long time. That's the entire plan. Everything else is noise. Principle number 4, measure decades, not days. Smart people check their investments daily. Wealthy people check their investments yearly, because wealth is built over decades, not days. Ronald Read didn't become a millionaire in a year. It took him 37 years. But those 37 years passed anyway. The question is, what will you have at the end of your 37 years? Principle number 5, trade pride for progress. Your ego is not your friend. It stops you from asking for help. It stops you from admitting mistakes. It stops you from starting small. Kill your ego before it kills your wealth. Ask the stupid questions. Take the embarrassing first steps. Admit when you don't know something. Average people do this naturally. Smart people have to learn it. Now, here's what I want you to understand. I'm not saying intelligence is bad. Intelligence is a gift, but intelligence without action is worthless. Intelligence without humility is dangerous. Intelligence without patience is poverty. The smartest thing a smart person can do is act like an average person. Start before you're ready. Keep it simple. Be consistent. Think long-term. Stay humble. Ronald Reed knew this. He had no degree, no complicated strategies, no genius-level IQ. He just did the boring basics for 37 years, and he died with $8 million. Meanwhile, brilliant people with every advantage are still waiting for the perfect moment. Don't be that person. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The only moment that exists is now. So here's my challenge to you. Stop thinking, start doing. Stop planning, start executing. Stop waiting, start building. Because at the end of your life, nobody will care how smart you were. They'll only see what you built. And building doesn't require genius. It requires action. It requires consistency. It requires time. And all three of those are available to you right now. The question is, will you use them? Or will you keep waiting for the perfect moment that never comes? The janitor made his choice. Now it's time to make yours. If this video shifted your perspective, hit that subscribe button. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And remember, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. I'll see you in the next video. Start building.